Thank you, Anthony, and welcome everybody to the first PhatNight. I'm quite pleased to be here myself. Thank you. The team asked me to say a few words, initially really just to introduce myself and then sort of my views on how I got here to this evening and my views on PhatRice as a business. So if I can just kick off with a bit of an intro of myself. I'm British. I grew up actually in Africa, which was a real experience between the ages of 3 and 15. All over southern Africa, South Africa, Rhodesia, Malawi, Kenya, so some great places to grow up. But it was also the first time I was exposed to people doing business in a family environment, in small groups. Obviously, as a expat kid, I got the opportunity to go to villages and see firsthand things that were tough for the local communities. My father and mother were both business people. They went over there to do all kinds of clever business things, and actually the one thing that always struck me was my father's ability to do really canny deals. Something I've never really got the same knack for, I don't think. Excuse me, I'm going to sit down. Actually, in the back end of the 80s, he managed to secure the exclusive rights to import Sony television sets, colour television sets, into southern Africa at about the same time that all the nations of Africa were switching from black and white to colour broadcasting. So you can imagine that was a nice little gold mine for him. But anyway, I went back to the UK, I did my college, and I went to work, and I didn't go to university, I just went straight to work as a project manager, building stores, doing hospitality projects and really loving it. And in my spare time, I started my first business. I was 22. I was importing a range of domestic, low energy, high efficiency type products, so for homes. It was a very interesting time. I really enjoyed it. Wasn't especially successful, but I did manage to come out of it without losing any money, so I think I can put that one down as a success to start with. But in '95 I came out to Hong Kong, so I've been here 17 years. And I came out for a UK company who wanted me to set up their branch office out here. So, and we were just talking about that. It was a tremendous experience, never been here before. I love Hong Kong, love Asia, every little piece of it. But I built 2 successive companies for 2 different people, or 2 different companies from the UK. And in 2001 I thought that's enough, time to do it for myself. So I started in projects, and in projects is Asia's #1 retail project management consultancy service. And in the 11 years that we've been going, we've become the largest by a significant sector, by a significant amount in the sector, across the whole region. We have 250 people, we're in 8 countries, and we actually open between 3,000 and 4,000 retail stores every year. It's 10 stores every day. So very, very proud of what the team have done. Also for my sins, and in the time I've been here, I've got involved with a number of other businesses. I'm the founder and MD of a large retail sourcing company. I'm the co-founder of a hospitality procurement company. I'm CEO and owner of a regional digital media agency. As Anthony said, I'm the founder and MD of Retail in Asia, which is Asia's leading retail intelligence company. I'm board director for 2 retail advisory companies, one in the UK and one in Hong Kong, and I also own a bakery, just for the hell of it. So you can see I do tend to get bored quite easily. When I first got into business, I was very lucky to have a good series of mentors to lean on. You know, you need those sorts of people, but also. One of the things with mentors is they give you good news and bad news. And I remember one of the statistics that they told me, and I've held it close to my heart every time I've started a company. And that is that of all new startups, 80% fail in their first year. And of the remaining companies that go into the second year, 80% fail again. So that means a success rate, if I've done my maths right, of 4% of all new startups actually make year 3. So it's pretty daunting. And anyone in this room who's sort of owned or started a business of their own know just how hard it really is. It's a tough thing to do. You know that you need a really solid business plan. You know, fundamentally, you've got to have a solid business plan. You need investment capital. You need an excellent marketing plan. You need a great network. I could go on. You need sound research. You need reliable partners. There's a whole long list of things that you have to have just as basic foundations to start a business. But if you really want to succeed, if you want to be one of that 4%, you need some star qualities. And they're the things that really make you get you over that line. Passion. You've got to have passion. Belief in what you do. A focus. No distractions. Stay on course. You need to be alert and adaptive. Because things change. The minute you start off down the road, it changes, and you've got to move with it. And you need energy. You need lots of energy. So my first exposure to the PhatRice team was through Jim. And Jim and I have collaborated on a few projects in the past. And he rang me up one day and he said, I need some advice, some free advice. Can I buy you a coffee? So I met with Jim in Starbucks, and his energy initially was what got me across the first line and got my interest peaked. And then I met with Matt Davis and Neil. And I got my first real introduction to the vision. And Matt sort of whirled into my office like a typhoon, just full of energy, bursting. And I think he talked non-stop for about 20 minutes. Every other word I think was inspirational. And eventually I got a word in edgeways, and so did Neil. Neil showcased and outlined his platform, very cool. And I saw some of the products and heard some of the stories. And I thought, yes, this might work. I met Anthony 2 or 3 weeks after that. Very impressed. A huge amount of work had been done. A lot of research. It was very obvious, a lot of effort been put into the business plan. I reviewed that. It was quite cautious. I think it wasn't at all aggressive. It was solid, it was well researched, it was visionary, I can say that. It made sense. It just really did make sense. I also did some of my own research. I never relied just on other people, and I looked around and I surfed the internet and I googled a few things, and there's a lot of interesting facts. I shared some of them with the team, and the most recent one actually was an AC Nielsen report that was out last month. And it said very simply, 50% of global consumers are willing to pay more for socially responsible products. And I'd never seen that before. I always thought maybe 5, 10, 15%. But it's 50%. It's actually 52% in Hong Kong. And I can't remember, I think it was 34 or 38% actually had bought from socially environmental, socially responsible sources. So there's a huge opportunity there in terms of just general trend. Lastly, I met Sarah Ann as well. That was an interesting cup of coffee. More energy than they're all my kids put together. Absolutely fabulous. So, I think that this PhatRice team has all the right ingredients to make this work. I really do. It's important to create something that people want to be part of. And that's a fundamental thing, and I think that is the essence of PhatRice. And I think with the passion and the energy and the drive that I've seen so far, if that continues, I'm certain that PhatRice will be an inspirational success story. Thank you.